I want to ask you about something else that's getting a lot of attention this morning, and it's a Washington Post story that has a recording. There are many reporters out there, several reporters out there, who say that they had interactions with a PR person for the Trump campaign 20 years ago who sounded quite a bit like Donald Trump himself, and he went under the name John Miller and also the name John Barron. Donald Trump has sort of said different things about this over the past several years, but here's the recording that is getting so much attention. We'll let the people listen to it at home.
What's your name again? John Miller. And you work with Donald? Yes, that's correct. What kind of comment is coming from your agency or from Donald? Well, he treats everybody well, and you don't know him, but he's a... No, I have met him. Have you met him? Yes. He's a good guy, and he's not going to hurt anybody. The one article said he's going to throw around the apartment. It's total nonsense. By the way, I'm sort of new here, and I'm... What is your position? Well, I'm sort of handling PR because you get so much of it. Yeah. And frankly, I can tell you off the record, if I can I get to know you and talk a little bit off the record, I can tell you that he didn't care if he got bad PR until he got his divorce finished. So when he got a lot of bad financial stuff, he liked it.
What do you think, Chris? I mean, what do you think?
Well, it does sound a little bit like Donald Trump. And in the past, he has apparently confirmed that sometimes he uses another name to basically do PR for himself, but doesn't want to go on the record as Donald Trump, so he goes on the record as some third party. It's a weird deal. Now, today, I've heard that he has flatly denied it, said it's not his voice and it's all irrelevant anyway. It did happen a quarter of a century ago. I have two reactions, which is one, I think that it's weird, but two, I don't know that it matters. I mean, people understand that about Trump. He's not a conventional politician, hasn't led a conventional life, and I think they're more interested in what he stands for and says today than what he was doing back in 1991. Yep,
I mean, that's the question, the relevancy, and I think a lot of people will listen to it and have a very similar reaction that you had. I guess, one other way he could spin it is that he's a good businessman. Why hire the PR guy, right? I mean, when you can do it better yourself, why waste your money on having another guy? In fact, you could be two other guys and do a better job than most PR people would do explaining your story. So, that's out there. It's going to get a lot of attention. But it raises another question, which is the report that came out yesterday, Chris, about the fact that the Washington Post has 20 reporters who are digging into the past life of Donald Trump. Your thoughts on that?
Well, 20 seems like a lot. I can understand people wanting to look into Trump's life. And I know there are folks that are going to say, well, what about Hillary? I mean, the fact is that Clinton has been a public figure, in elective life, not private life, for a quarter century, and we know a lot about her. And look, if reporters want to dig in even more into the Clinton Foundation and the emails and Whitewater and all of that, that's fair game. But I don't think it's a bad thing, whether 20 is the right number, for the Post and other news organizations to be looking into Donald Trump's past. We don't know a lot about it. We don't know a lot about the deals. And relatively speaking, as compared to a candidate who has run for office before and been through all this before, he has not been especially vetted, and better to find out now than to find out after he's elected president.
Interesting. He says, as you pointed out, Chris, that that's not him on those recordings. So we'll see where this whole thing goes from there.